Good afternoon. India at 75, Indiaspora at 10. 75 years ago, the British left us, or rather we asked them to leave, and they left behind some legacies, good, bad, and ugly. Let's talk only about some of the good legacies, two of which were a love for sports. One is cricket, and the other is badminton. Cricket, in both the sports in the last 75 years, we have perhaps reached the stage where we can call ourselves world beaters or champions in both the sports. We had Mr. Kapil Dev the other night talking about giving his views on cricket. And we'll have today Saina Nehwal who'll talk to us, who'll talk to MR about badminton. I don't know if you're aware that badminton as an Olympic sport only came up in 1992. In the 1992 Olympics, it was recognized as a sport for the Olympics. When I was younger, in the 1980s or the 1970s, we all knew about badminton because Prakash Padukone won the All England Badminton Championship, and that's all we spoke about in those days. Fast forward to 1992, the Olympic Games introduced badminton. Cricket is still not an Olympic game, by the way. It might be in the next 10 years or so. In 2012, Saina Nehwal became the first Indian badminton player to win an Olympic medal. And I think after that, it's as if the floodgates have been opened and Indian badminton players are now taking the world by storm. Saina Nehwal has been recognized by the government of India in various ways. She has won many medals along the way, of course. She's got the Arjuna Award, the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Puraskar, and of course the Padma Bhushan, and hopefully many more such distinctions to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Saina Nehwal will be talking to MR on a various range of topics. Over to MR.
So with that introduction, we'll get on with the show. Again, it was a great surprise to see the next generation of athletes from India. But Saina, I have to ask you this. We were talking before you came up here. Tell us about your early journey in sports. How did you pick badminton? What did your parents think about it? Very, very different than today. So how did you get started in all this stuff?
First of all, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. OGQ is like my family. They supported me when I was maybe 16, 17, and I'm 32 now. So, amazing support to all the sports persons. So I would like to thank them for inviting me today. And I want to share my life experiences. It's very, very special to hear a sports person always, and their stories are so inspirational, whenever I hear about Roger Federer or any top athlete. So, even I am one of them. I'm someone like, I didn't even know what sports is. Obviously, I was a very sporty person. I used to love all kind of sports. I used to watch my parents play badminton in a club. They used to go for fitness. My father is a scientist, mom is a housewife, and I used to hate badminton. I was like, I'll do anything else but not badminton because they used to play it. And I used to go swimming, I used to play TT, I used to play squash, I used to like all this game. And my parents used to be like, come try out, a little bit of badminton. I was like, no, I will have omelette here and watch you play, but I am not going to play this. So that happened for, I think, 2-3 years, sir. And then Papa got promotion, and he thought, maybe I should move out from Haryana and choose some different place where we can go and shift. So I don't know why he chose Hyderabad. From being a North Indian, he just went to South, and I was like, all my friends are left here in Haryana, and what will I do there? But I think it was all destined. We moved to Hyderabad. 1 year I did karate, and I'm also a brown belt in karate. I was very close to getting black belt, but because the stunts were so tough for an 8-year-old to do that, I was like, Papa, I can't do this. It's a very difficult thing for me. So that's how one of my father's friend was like, why don't we try out Saina playing some other sport maybe, because she like all kind of sports. Maybe she like badminton. And I was like, no, not again badminton. But I know I like those kids around there, running around, doing different kind of activities. I didn't know that this sport is going to be professional someday, or am I going to play international level. I didn't know what is world number 1, 2, 3 competition level. It was only about, the feeling of competition with other kids. I have to be better in running than them, or doing better weight training, or doing better, hitting shuttle better. Lucky part was that my first shot was a smash, which none of the kids can do it. They hit a light toss or a drop. I was hitting smashes, so the coaches were like, "What? She's special, obviously." And I didn't understand what's special. What is he talking? My main aim was to just give competition to these small girls and boys here and be the best among them. And slowly the journey started. My parents were enjoying that. I am enjoying that competition. I used to train for almost like close to 9 to 10 hours. I used to be on the field. I used to not like going home. It was so much of fun. And within 1 month, I got a chance to play at state level. And I won the state level under 10 championship. And that's how the journey started. And it was all like a dream come true, because you just want to take your father as an inspiration. He's a scientist. He retired 5-6 years back, and I wanted to be a doctor. I thought maybe I'll follow my father's footsteps, but somehow they thought that she should try out sports and become a sports person. And I think I'm thankful to them that they could see me as a some big sports person, because my mom was someone, when I started playing badminton, she was like, "Tujhe Olympic medal jeetna hai mere liye." And I used to laugh at her, ye kya bol rahe ho? Olympic medal, I used to see those Chinese and all doing well in badminton, and I was like, India to kabhi pahunch hi nahi sakta hai wahan pe. But when I got it, she was like, "Dekha, maine bola tha, you were always special to me, and I told you on the day one that I will make sure that you get the medal. I will help you all out." And I'm thankful to my mom that she chose that direction for me, and she had that plan for me at that age.
And she did, even though there was no money involved or anything. So, today there's a lot more money,
Yes,
right,
yes.
than those days. So
Yes.
that's amazing that your parents and your mother did
That time, when I used to see all the players winning, what they must be getting, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. But it was, I didn't even know what money was exactly till, I was 17, 18. I was just like, gold jeetna hai, gold medal jeetna hai. I want to get that medal to my house. And my parents were happy in that. They were not like, isko tennis mein dalna hai, ya maybe she has to play some other sport where the money is big. They were happy enjoying that she's enjoying it, and she's doing well. She's giving tough fight to all the players. She's winning the competitions. They were enjoying in that. So slowly the game has become big now. Everyone wants to play badminton. We can see the changes happening. We are giving tough fight to China, Korea, which they are the major powerhouses. I cannot deny that they are not the number one still, but we are coming closer to them. And it's so special to see that now we have a group of players. Before, I think we were only 1, 2, but now there are like 15, 20 who are in top 40, which is so surprising to see. It's amazing to see that we are doing well in badminton and giving tough fight to China, which was not even, you can't even think like 15, 16 years back. So this is how, thing changes if you have the belief in yourself. And I can see that happening in the new generation, and they all want to be, the first word, what I hear from a small kid is also like, world champion banna hai, Olympic champion banna hai. So that's what the target is for everyone now. They don't think about first rounds anymore. It's all only about getting that medal at the Olympics or the World Championships.
Fantastic. No, that's great. And I was in Chennai recently where they have the chess Olympiad, right? And half the grandmasters are from India. So I think we see a resurgence in all the sports and much more activity and pride and aspirations for kids, right? So OGQ has been working closely with Indiaspora in the past. So how did OGQ get find you or you find them? How did they get involved and how have they helped you?
I think sports persons find each other, sir. Viren was there, all the sports persons, Prakash sir was there, Geet Sethi sir is there. So all of them, they knew who are the sports persons who are coming up, who are going to perform well at the highest level. So I think they somewhere found me as one of them, and a few other sports persons from different field. So we all, Gagan Narang was there shooting. So we all joined at the same time in 2006. And then there was never looking back, they were supporting so many young kids. And I would like to mention that how many ever sports person OGQ is supported, all of them have performed well. There's not even a single sports person whose name I don't know, who's not there in OGQ. So I think it's just that maybe I can again say it was destined that so many sports person came together and made an organization called OGQ, and they are helping so many sports person, which I think, sorry to say that still there are a lot of young talents who don't get support from sponsorships. And by the time they are in the 9th or 10th standard, they are like, padhai karu ya should I continue playing? Because you cannot still think that you can take badminton as a professional career unless you are in top 10 or top 15. But obviously in cricket you have that options, even if you're a Ranji player or if you're a good player, you still have your career. You can look up to professional level there. But in badminton, we have some organizations who are helping us. But I think it's improving, but we need to really help the youngsters. Otherwise, we are losing some of the good talent somewhere, because they feel what is there after 10th, whether we can continue this or whether to become a doctor or an engineer. So there's still confusion in this sport. But I can definitely say that the parents are helping their kids to join badminton, to have a good career in badminton. And I hope that in future we have much more prize money, much more leagues happening, much more sponsorships coming in for the small kids as well, so that they don't have to worry about their future.
We talked earlier when we were sitting in the speaker's lounge that in your case, one parent was mad enough to say, go do it. And now with little Chaitanya, both the parents are mad and they want him to succeed. So we see that transformation.
I think it's fantastic. I say like that, अपनी language में बोलते हैं, एक को तो पागल होना पड़ता है. Otherwise, there's no chance you will get result. There's no chance. If you have both the parents are very nice businessman, business people, and they're thinking that I want to make my child a world champion, I think I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. It's very difficult. But if there's one person, whether it's papa or mummy, who wants to really want their child to come up, I'm sure it can happen. But it is the time which you have to give the kid, whether he require. My mom was like, I used to train for 10 to 11 hours. In the night, I used to be like, mummy, my legs are hurting. So she used to sit for 3 or 4 hours, massage my legs. She used to not think about her time. She used to be like, I have to make sure that Saina plays tomorrow. She feels happy. She feels good with the body. Because there are a lot of things which a player require, then only playing. It's like mental condition has to be good. Physical condition has to be good. You have to feel good every day. How is it possible when you're playing a physical sport? It's impossible. Your body hurts. Your mind goes into a state where you're like, oh, I have to train for 6 days a week. And when you're young, like till 17, 18, you can also push yourself on Sundays as well. So there has to be some people around you who can prepare you, who can motivate you on those difficult days. And that's when, if you push those days, that's when you can think about becoming a champion. And if you rest on those days, I would say it's difficult. Maybe you're the most talented person, but it's not going to happen just like that without working hard. You have to work hard. That's the funda everywhere, I think. It's not going to be easy for any talented person or any normal player to be a champion without working hard. And obviously, parents, hats off. You both are so good to him, and he's lucky to have you both around him, and you have a target for him. It's really great to see that.
So we want to switch topics here. I think you made it and badminton made it when they decided to make a movie about you.
Yes.
So walk us through that process of How did that happen, and how has that changed your life?
Um, I think more than movie, I was like, something has to come up in badminton. You know, it's not about who is doing the movie, what are they going to show in the movie. Because as a badminton player, it's a very technical game. It's not like cricket or boxing, which can be shown easily on TV. And I was wondering till the last minute, how will they show badminton? Because badminton, tennis, are all very difficult sport to show in a movie. You know, it's not easy unless the actor or actress is good in the playing this thing. But I was surprised to see that she did a good job. You know, Pariniti was good at that. She tried to learn a lot of badminton, although she was not close to what the highest level of badminton looks like. But they tried to show much of activities like training part and mix it with some kind of the coach talks and the player talks. So they made it really nice. And I'm happy that now people know that Saina is a badminton movie. So finally, the game is getting popularity. Of course, people might know me, might know Sindhu, Sania Mirza, or they might know Shrikant, but still they get confused. You know, Saina, tennis, or Sania, this. So when this movie comes up, this is definitely going to help the game grow, which is very important. Because if we think about badminton giving tough fight to cricket or tennis giving tough fight to cricket, it's very difficult. Because cricket is somewhere at very top. You know, you cannot compare any other sport to cricket, because the way they have managed to grow the sport is just remarkable. You know, not even a single player thinks about anything else than cricket, and all credit goes to association. I wish that all the association could be so good that we didn't have to really worry about any other thing than badminton or any other sport. But we are still depending on the government support or the organization support. So that's what is, I think, still lacking in other sports. And cricket, that's why I really like it, because of the association helping the players, and every 2-3 months they have big players coming up in the team. But that is what is going to change in other sport. And I'm sure in the future, maybe my movies helped, I would say 30-40% of population know that, what badminton is, what Saina plays, what level she's played, and where an Indian can play, at the highest level. So these things should be shown, like how Sania's maybe movies coming up, on tennis. So this is going to change a lot for all kind of sports. Yeah.
So how has it been being a woman in sports versus men's sports in India? How is that changing?
I think it's changed tremendously. Now everyone knows who Mary Kom is, Sania is, and I think all the female athlete did well in the last Olympics. Then the men, it's all changing so fast and so much that the number of medals what girls are getting is, it's really nice to see from India, especially where people think that लड़कियां नहीं कर सकती हैं, वे लड़कियां ही कर रही हैं यहाँ पे. So it's nice to see that, And I'm proud to say that I'm one of them, because 10 years back we had only 1-2 doing well. Now there are 10-15 who are like really strong. They look good. They're like, ठीक है लड़के हैं तो क्या हम भी कर सकते हैं. And that attitude is really nice, which was not there before. They used to be a little shy and होगा कि नहीं होगा देखते हैं. But now it's all like, we are there. We can do it. We can achieve it. So this mentality is changing, and the feeling of that maybe sports is difficult in India, it's changing. I don't know whether it is the media helping to show the games a lot on TV, or they are following the sports a lot. It's a good sign, because if you see China, they have like close to maybe 100 medals or 70-80 medals in Olympics or big games. That's what India has to follow now, because we are still stuck on like 3, 4, 5 medals in the Olympics, and we are no less than China. I feel because the talent is too much. Talent is too much. Only we were lacking in the belief, and that is also coming up, and everyone is showing that we are no less than any other country. But just that, I think some more maybe support from parents, or the kids have to really believe that they can do it. And I'm sure even we are close to getting maybe 30-40 medals in the future, and it will be great boost for India, because You know, being a sports person, I really want everyone to be a sports person. You know, मुझे पसंद ही नहीं है doctor, engineer से सब. मुझे तो अच्छा ही लगता है कि sports person बनो. And what fame you get in sports is fantastic. You know, now everyone knows who is Novak Djokovic, who is Federer. आप मुझे एक डॉक्टर का नाम बता दो जो फेमस है. You know, होंगे बहुत, but you know, sports person तो एक दो ही होते हैं जो इतने popular होते हैं. And you shine like anything. You know, everyone respects you. Everyone wants to follow you. Everyone wants to know what you're doing, what you're eating, what training you're doing. So it's a nice feeling to get inspired by and get motivated by. So India से ऐसे और आएंगे तो it'll be nice to see that many other sports persons are doing well in different sports.
Awesome. And I know coming in, everybody wanted to take a selfie with you. We could hardly get you
It
into
feels
the
nice.
room. But also, don't mess with Neha. She's a karate expert too. So question. I know, thank you for coming this week because I know next week you have a big World Championship coming up in Tokyo. Take us through the preparation for something like that. How does one prepare?
More than, I think sometimes more than the training is also about the thinking. You know, obviously you have world number ones, twos, everyone playing there. So sometimes most of the players feel that whether it is possible to beat that player because I have lost to her so many times, or whether I can come up as a winner, what all to do in the practice session and not to think about who you are playing in the draw. You know, don't have to think about who is in the first round, second round, or whatever. It's about what better you can do in your training, what aspects of the game you feel you are weak at. It's not about the opponent's issues most of the time. It is the issue of my game, you know, where I think I am lacking at, where the opponent is looking at my game, at what point of time she thinks that Saina is missing her backhand or forehand. So in all point of views, like how she will be watching my match, how I will be analyzing my match. So I will have to think in a lot of ways that how I come out as a winner. Of course, I'll be working hard, I'll be running, I will be doing my training, I will be improving my strokes. But you never know, you know, sometimes you have worked tremendously hard and you might just end up losing in the first round. And what's the reason? You don't know. So there are a lot of things which has to support a sports person in the competition. It has to be, most of the time, I would say luck plays a big role, you know, because many of the matches I see, it goes off to like third game, 20 all, 20 to 20, you never know because the players are same, you know, they have played the same level. But sometimes the luck plays a big role or little bit of that push in the last which the opponent feels pressure at and the other one takes the chance and gets those 2 points. So these 2-3 points makes a lot of difference because of the coaches who are sitting behind you. They will give you those inputs. So it's not only about how you prepare in the competition. It sometimes the change just happens in the matches as well when you're playing. So it's because sometimes you are thinking, now today she's not playing there because I'm ready there, and she's playing on my forehand more. So as a player, you have to really think that every part of your game has to be perfect, whether it is forehand, backhand, the smash part, the drop part. I can't lack at anything to be the best player in the world, or maybe the top 5 player in the world. You have to have all-round game, and then that is when you can give tough fight to all the players. Otherwise, it's very easy to see from behind as a coach. If I am sitting and watching someone's match, I can easily say she's not moving there or she's not playing that stroke. But to implement that is a difficult thing. You know, it's not easy. And even if your coach is shouting at you 100 times, sometimes you can't do it because you have not learnt it. So you have to do all these things in your practice. You have to make sure what areas you don't know first. Attempt that. What you know is always going to come naturally because that's not going to go away. But what you don't know, you have to really improve on that. And that's what I try to do because I know some of my strong points are very strong, which is not, it will just not go away. But why not improving the areas where I feel the opponents catch me? You know, those 2-3 areas, if I work on that, maybe the difference might be just 2-3%, but the opponent might have to face a lot of problems in that. So you have to work in every way. You know, sometimes people think shayad training nahi kiya hoga. It's not about only training. You know, it's about 100 things, and how you go to the tournament and take that pressure is sometimes you just forget what to play. You know, the World Championship pressure or the Olympic pressure or the Asian Games pressure or whatever, once you become world number one, that world number one pressure. So all these things comes into a sports person mind. So you need a good mental trainer, you need a good coach, you need so many people behind you to make you feel good, to make you feel that you are the best in the world. Whatever happens, even if you're down by few points, you have to believe that you can come back and you can fight against the best in the world. And that is when, when you overcome all these things, you will see yourself as champion. And it's not impossible, but you have to work on that. Yeah.
Let me move to your personal life. You're married to someone who's also a badminton player. How's that working out?
Very
and do you
easy.
practice together?
Very
What do
easy.
you do?
I think the first thing is the mood swings. Sometimes if I would have married someone who is out of badminton, he would be like, what is this? Maybe in 16, 17 hours, half the time you're thinking about the game, the mind is somewhere there, and you just don't feel happy some days. You're just upset that this didn't go well, that didn't go well. Some days you're very happy that everything went well. So then the understanding has to be there, and only a player can understand you in that way. And also, he's a player; he understands the game very well. I'm sure in future he'll become a very good coach as well, because his coaching abilities are very good. And he helps me, he advises me a lot. And the only problem in between was a little bit of knee issues were there, so I couldn't implement what he was trying to tell me in my training sessions. But I'm happy that now he's happy that I am training according to what he wants to train, wants me to train. And he's like, finally, your body is fine, you're doing well, and let's just go with the flow and not to think about whom you're playing. And that kind of support is required from every angle. As I mentioned just now, a sports person life is very difficult. You have 100 things in your mind. Sometimes, if you become big in any sport, whether it is any country, you have to understand that there are a lot of negative things which are going to affect you, and you have to stay away from that, because there's so many people who will talk about you, that she's not performing, and when you perform, that she's performing. So these things have to be really, how to avoid it. It's not easy if you have suddenly a new person come to you and they're like, "Kyun nahi acha khel rahe ho?" It's a very easy question to say. Why are you not playing well? I have to, then, sometimes I go mad and I ask him, you tell me the reason why I'm not playing well. Even I don't know the reason, sometimes it's not happening. Whatever you're trying, it's not happening. But I am trying my 100%. Maybe I'm going wrong somewhere, but I have to find that solution. And if you don't try, how will you find it? Whether you are a normal job going person or whether you are a sports person, आप कहीं stuck हो जाते हैं, then you'll ask your parents, you'll ask your husband, you'll ask maybe sometime your kid might give you nice advice. Mummy, do this, maybe it'll work, or Papa, do this. So you don't know, someone can just immediately come to you and give you advice, and maybe it's like, oh yeah, now it's working. Maybe the small things work, sometimes the big things work. So you don't know what can work for you. So I'm happy that I have some people around me who knows badminton, who knows my emotions. They know me from childhood, so maybe sometimes my behavior is up and down. They're fine with it. Yeah. And we never got a chance being players. We are always with the badminton family. The friends are amongst them. We never got a chance to go outside and make new friends. And sometimes people might think why she's not talking to others, or why she's so quiet. Why it's not. We just didn't have that freedom anytime to go out and mingle with people and make friends. So it's just that life becomes, and the people are very, very small in numbers when you are a sports person. Yeah.
We hope we can welcome you to the Indiaspora family here. They're doctors, lawyers,
definitely.
CEOs, tech entrepreneurs, VCs. So hopefully you'll spend some time with us.
Yes, definitely.
And so I want to open up a little bit of time we have to the audience. I'm sure some people want to ask you questions.
Sure.
So if you could get the mics out. There's one back there. Yeah. Jay? Or we'll go up here.
As a Hyderabadi, I wanted to just jump in. We've adopted you, so you're one of us now. In anything in life, there's adversity.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some experiences where you've had either failure or adversity and how that shaped you to become a success?
I think more than success, I've had failure. In sports, it's very tough to have success every year. or maybe if you see this girl from Chinese Taipei called Tai Zuing, she's fantastic player. I think amongst any player in the world, she's someone who's way beyond all the players in the world, but she's not a world champion. She's not an Olympic champion. Can you believe it? So it's not, I just mentioned, it's not only about the game sometimes. Many factors play a role to make you a champion. You know, sometimes that day, that luck. In the Olympic final, she lost to the Chinese girl, third game, 21-19. I was like, oh my God, you know. Because the way she put the efforts on that day was tremendous. But somewhere, with her capability, it was too less. So success and failure here, I would say, I didn't, in my career, if I see, maybe the last year was really bad because of some issues which I had. Whatever career I had last 15, 16 years at the highest level, I have never lost a match, maybe straight sets, or I'm sitting and I'm like, what is this? You know, I have not even tried. Never happened. Always tough 3 games, or it will be like I'm leading match point, I lost the match, or you know, it's always 18 all, 19 all, and I'm outside sitting, yeah, 2 point nahi aaye. I didn't get those 2 points. What happened? You know, it's for top level, always this same issue. I've seen so many Djokovic-Roger Federer match. Federer was leading match point in Wimbledon, and he lost the match. And after that, he's showing happiness. Okay, he's fine, but he's not. Obviously, it feels bad. You're winning Wimbledon for 8, 9 times, and you lost it. I mean, it just hurts you so badly. So when success comes to you, you're happy. Why? You have trained well. Everything fell in place. If failure comes, how can you sit back and think that it won't work again? You are a champion material. You have defeated these players. So you have to somewhere think that it's not impossible. You are going wrong somewhere. And it's maybe you have played your full career giving your best. But at the end of the day, you have to sit back and think that you have given your best. Whether it is Lee Chong Wei. You know, Lee Chong Wei is, he's bigger for me than Lindan also. Maybe Lindan is won 2 Olympic golds. Maybe he's 2 Asian Games gold medal. Whatever he's achieved. But Lee Chong Wei, 7 years world number 1, 3 Olympic silvers. I mean, hats off to that guy, consistency. Unfortunately, in his era, he had Lindan. But for me, 75 Super Series titles. That consistency is too much. I would not say he's seen failure. For me, he's equal to Lindan. But that, you know, those 2-3 points makes you winner and loser here. So, you know, initially, obviously, when I was 15, 16, I used to cry, you know, why I'm losing, why I'm losing, why. But we have 20 tournaments in a year. How many times will I cry? You know, how many times will I sit in the room? The opponents are training. Losing first round also, they're training. Their coaches are like, what will happen if you cry? Nothing. Eat ice cream, cry, nothing will happen. If you train, if you think what is going wrong, something will happen. Not winning, but something will happen. It's not all, I've seen many players in my career, they have been playing from so many years, but they're stuck to that level. But they're not giving up because they have that belief that we can do well. Then I have won so many tournaments, how can I sit back? I am also fighting. I am also a player. I can't say that it's not in me anymore. You have to believe in yourself. First of all, the thing is belief. Then everything will fall in place. You lose your motivation, you lose your belief, even if you have trained 100%, you lose it. There's no chance you're going to win it. At the moment, I can sit and say, I've trained best, I am working towards my fitness, I feel better. But people think that, nahi jeeta to kuch nahi hai. But for me, I have trained well, I know I'm 100%, and I know the result will be good. So that's what a player can do, only so much. And you cannot think about, if you have won last year, I am this medalist, that medalist, people will forget you in 1 year. How will you maintain it? So that will only happen if you just work towards every tournament, what I have to work on. Injuries you can't stop. Injuries will happen because you're a sports person. You're working yourself physically. So some part of your body will hurt. Physios are there to help you. Trainers are there to help you. But what you can do is just be confident, believe in yourself, be like a baby, not be like a mature person thinking 100 things. You have to be like how you were 10-year-old. Like right now, he wants to win just these tournaments, not what he's saying or she's saying. You know, in between, I started thinking what people are saying. Why you have to think about that? You didn't start playing for people. You started playing for yourself, for your parents, for your country. You want to win. That's why you're playing. So bad days happen. It's okay. For everyone, it happens. But for you to believe is first thing. And then when you can achieve so much, you will achieve more. And when you have people who are always with you who are saying, hoga, 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 so definitely it'll happen. That's what I believe in.
Yeah. One question back there.
What does the future hold for you after badminton, if there is an after badminton?
So, many players go into coaching, and that's the most easiest way, And nowadays, if you see badminton coaching, easily they might earn close to 4-5 lakhs in a month. But what about the champions? If I want to be a coach, I don't want to be a coach Saina, I have to know how to produce champions. Otherwise, there's no fun in making money that way. It's just you are making money. That you can make anyways, because once you're a popular player in India, तो पैसे का फिक्र ही नहीं है. You don't have to worry about the money. The full life you're going to earn. But if you want to produce champions, not me, Saina, or any big player can produce champions. Because I don't think I am a coach material. I am not mad like a coach to stand for 16, 17 hours and say, do this, do this, do this, do this 100 times. I am not like that, It's a very tough job. Not all the good coaches, like all the good players can be good coaches. If you see, I don't see anywhere Tawfiq Hidayat, Lee Chong Wei, Linden, I don't see them because they've always been good players. They don't see themselves as a good coach. Making academy is easy. Maybe calling coaches from outside is easy. But luckily, what I am thinking is, if I have an academy also, I have Kashyap, I have Guru, who are very good in coaching abilities. Maybe they might want to produce champions. And with their, they have that kind of, I see that they want to produce champions. I see that they're mad behind whom they can produce in future. So, but that feeling is not there in me. I don't see myself as a big coach. But definitely something related to badminton because I only know so much. I don't know anything else. And other than that, maybe continue doing fitness, whatever. I like doing fitness a lot, so I will do that to maintain myself. Because once you have played for so long, and if you suddenly stop playing, your body is just going to say, no, please train, please train. So I will keep training. I will make sure that there's some academies. Luckily, I have people who are good in coaching, so they might continue coaching. I don't know if I'll be an active coach, but I will definitely advise any players if they want my advice. And but you never know what your destiny takes you in next 2-3 years. So I'm not thinking much of the future because I still have a lot of, I feel that I can play well. I'm coming closer to playing well again, and that's what my main aim is at the moment, and I'm happy doing that. So till I'm happy, I will continue doing this. Yeah.
One last question. Anyone? Right there.
Yeah, so, this is more of a business question. It's slightly related, but, we have different leagues for domestic sports that, forget about IPL, that's in a league of its own, but, kabaddi and football, et cetera, et cetera. I wanted your views on, so you mentioned coaching is one avenue after badminton, and you're also in a different league, but like for the people that don't be the champions, you said they can make 4 or 5 lakhs a year, et cetera. But for the folks that maybe are in the, the 80% of badminton players, what do you think is the potential for a league or maybe some other organized venue that's not international but within India? What do you think of that?
The thing is transparent in the leagues. In badminton, you don't know what money you are getting because I don't see any spectator in the stadiums whenever we are playing matches. In kabaddi, I see full stadiums. In cricket, I see full stadiums. But I don't know, badminton is such a popular sport, we don't see any spectator in the stadium. Maybe the problem is how you are
Kabaddi has Abhishek Bachchan.
Yeah, how you're doing it is a problem maybe. I don't know. Because suddenly Star Sports used to take all the matches. Now Star Sports is gone. Now I don't know who is taking the league because last 2, 3 years it didn't happen. So business is very important. First of all, a player's life is very small. You can't play you have to be blessed to be playing for 20 years, 21 years at the highest level if you are a very good level player. Otherwise, you see the players coming in for 5, 6 years and then just going away. That I have seen from so many years in any sport if you see that. But what about earnings, after playing what? That's why I told him that coaching is a very easy thing. Many players just go after the coaching and they earn money because now the number of kids playing the sport are too many. They want to come in, they will spend a lot of money. Parents will be like, every coach knows how to produce champions. It's not like that. So when leagues are happening, in a way it's good that people are watching it and learning from it. I was happy that the first league was very good, very successful. But after that, I don't know what happened. They're getting the best of the players. We have the world number ones coming in, twos coming in, but I don't know why it's not picking up as fast as possible. That's why we still have 2, 3 organizations like OGQ and 2, 3 more are there. But why not 10 of them? What's wrong? India is such a rich country. What is wrong that we don't have sponsorship for small kids? I'm not saying for someone who's a national champion. I'm saying for someone, I am a player who can see someone like 7, 8-year-old hitting the shuttle. I can say future mein acha banega player. I can still say that by looking at him or her. Then why not someone is there to help her out or help him out? Why only me or 2, 3 other players getting sponsorships and you won't believe that maybe he or she is in top 20 and they don't even earn anything. Only maybe the sponsorship which we play with gives some money. But other than that, nothing. So, these things are very business-related things which even I don't know because I have not entered into it or have looked into it full time, I'm just playing. I'm playing league to play with Carolina, Taizuing and learn more how to play with them in the international level. But I'm not looking at that part. But yes, you're right because somewhere the game is going wrong to maybe get more popular because it's easier. Kabaddi has become so popular. Even I'm watching it, so many people are there in that. I don't know how it's become so big. And it's not an international, you don't see it internationally being played so much like how badminton is being played all over the world now. But there's something going wrong here and there, but I'm still happy that kids are watching it. But how the difference will happen, sorry, I can't say much about it.
Well, Saina, thank you so much for being with us and good luck next week. We'll be watching
Thank
you
you, sir.
in Tokyo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.